true beauty. Let me tell you about an incident in my life that changed the way I thought about beauty. It all began on a crisp summer morning. I said $8, not 5, said the ice cream truck man. Oh man, I didn't have $3 more. I'd already taken a lick from the ice cream cone, so I couldn't return the cone either. There were other kids waiting in line, so calling my parents would be impossible for me. That would just be way too embarrassing. My eyes started wandering all over the broad street around me because of all the confusion. I saw some old-fashioned French houses along with some lofty apartments about half a mile away. Then my eyes locked on a distant figure at the end of the sidewalk I was standing on. It seemed to be a shriveled-up little man with unkempt grayish hair. He was limping, and it looked like he had a skin disorder. His clothes were torn to rags, and his shoes looked like aliens from a faraway planet. He was truly ugly. But as he made his way towards me, some invisible key had come and unlocked my gaze on him, and my eyes focused on a bunch of kids just left of the sidewalk. They were playing with a giant paint gun in their front yard. When the ugly man crossed this house, splat! On the man's face went brown paint. Following shortly, pink paint splashed onto his so-called shirt. The trigger of the gun was jammed, and the man was turning into a human rainbow. Into the scene came a chubby blonde kid who grabbed the gun, smashed it to the ground, and shattered it into pieces. Soon, all the kids apologized. Rainbow Man wiped the paint off of his face. I expected him to explode at them for worsening the condition of his already horrible clothes. But instead, he just cheerfully said in broken English, "Y'all remind me of that there jolly childhood." If I heard it correctly, it was pretty far away. This showed just how forgiving this man was. Wow! He lived closer to me when another funny incident involving him took place in the front yard of another house. A lean, black-haired woman had taken out a brown antique table on her yard and had attempted to wash it using a hose. Yes, a hose. Unfortunately, she had foolishly set the hose at full power, and now freezing water was storming out with immense strength. I giggled at the thought of how many people were getting in sticky situations today, including me. It seemed almost impossible to believe. This was no laughing matter, though. The lady had accidentally shot herself with cold water and was shivering uncontrollably. She was in a critical situation. Then, that little shriveled-up man did something which surprisingly no one else did. He leaped as fast as he could, burst through the gates of the lady's house, and he came into the yard. He stepped on the hose, covered the pipe hole with his hand, and stopped the water from bolting out. I heard a kid behind me calling the medics. "Oh, you'll be here in 10 minutes. All right." I took my mind off the diversion and looked back at the ugly man saves helpless lady scene. The man in rags had just asked the lady to turn off the water. In what seemed like perpetual seconds, she achieved the task. The man ensured the woman's safety. "Are you there?" he said. The woman nodded. People crowded around the lady and neglected the man as if he was invisible. The man just ignored and walked towards me. He sure was selfless. When he was just walking past me, the ice cream truck man asked me restlessly, "Where is my $3? Before I could stop myself and come up with an excuse, I blurted out, "I don't have it all right." The man was right behind me, and he had heard everything. He put his hands in his pocket and pulled out $2 and some change. I quickly counted 80 cents in his hand. "It's all I got. It sure appears you need this more than I do." Incredible! That was such a kind gesture. I felt his scratchy hand against mine. It was extremely rough. He started limping away before I could thank him, and at that moment I realized something. This man, whose name I did not know, was ugly. He had rags as clothes and shoes that looked like they'd been in an air raid. He barely even had any money, but he was forgiving, selfless, and kind. To me, that was true beauty, and that is how I came to know physical beauty is just skin deep.
It's not a true story, but it is a true story, isn't it? Yeah, it is. This is another outstanding interpretation. This will be going on to the state competition. We're very proud of you. It was a wonderful story. This is your ribbon. Did I give you this or did you bring this? Okay, good.